So, welcome back to another episode of Becoming Limitless. What is Becoming Limitless? It is based on this book that I wrote that is based on the Wheel of Life tool, coaching tool, and based on the 8 areas of life. And what I did was I took AI tools and strategies and I merged it with the Wheel of Life exercise. This way, it gives the user or my clients a better perspective on the 8 areas of life. It gives them tools to be able to deepen their understanding and to optimize each area of life. So, tonight, what we're going to talk about is chapter 1, which is the health and fitness, the foundation of everything, right? If you don't have your health, you have nothing. So, tonight's episode is about why you can't lose weight and what AI revealed about my body. And your body is the foundation of everything. It's everything else is built on top of it. So, why high achievers can't crack the health code? Most high achievers are not failing at health because of laziness or lack of discipline. They're failing because they're following the wrong system, one that was never designed for their body, their hormones, or their life. Here's the pattern that I see over and over again. You track the calories, you do the workouts, you cut the junk, and your body still doesn't cooperate. You push harder, you feel worse. You call it a willpower problem, but it's not. So, health is not one of the 8 areas of life. It's the foundation all 7 others are built on. You cannot optimize your business, your relationships, or your finances on a broken engine. So the Becoming Limitless framework starts here with area 1, because nothing else matters until that foundation is solid. If you do not have your health, it doesn't matter if you have wealth. It doesn't matter if you have joy. It doesn't matter if you have relationships. It doesn't matter if you have all the things that you want out of life. If you do not have your health, you will not be able to profit from any of it. And you won't be able to enjoy any of it. So here's 3 reasons why you might be stuck. The first reason, you're using someone else's blueprint. The fitness industry is built on volume, generic programs, one-size-fits-all plans designed for an average body that doesn't really exist. What works for a 32-year-old man with high testosterone does not work for a woman in menopause, right? What works for someone with stable cortisol doesn't work for someone running a business under chronic stress, which means that their cortisol is through the roof all the time. And following a generic plan and wondering why it fails is like wearing somebody else's prescription glasses and hoping that you'll see the way that you should, right? So using somebody else's blueprint or a cookie cutter blueprint that's supposed to fit at all of us, it just doesn't work. And what happens is you try and you get discouraged and you end up feeling guilty and you're feeling frustrated and you feel down on yourself because you feel like you failed yourself again. Meanwhile, it has nothing to do with you. It's just not the right system for you. Reason number 2, you're optimizing health in isolation. So health doesn't live in a silo. In the Becoming Limitless operating system, all 8 of the life areas are connected. When one is broken, it pulls the others down. You try to exercise, but your sleep is wrecked. You try to eat clean, but your stress hormones are signaling your body to store fat. You try to build consistency, but your environment isn't set up to support that habit that you're trying to put together. Right? So this is why isolated health fixes rarely stick. Health gets optimized as part of a coordinated system, not a separate project. And reason number 3, you've never done a real root cause analysis. You've never dug deeper to why you're in this. Most people address symptoms. Nobody asks why. They just, like if you're tired, you drink more coffee, right? You can't lose the weight, cut calories. You're low energy, you push harder through it. The real questions are, is it hormonal? Is it nutritional? Is it sleep related? Is it stress driven? Until you know the mechanisms, you don't know and you're guessing. So the root cause question, the why, is exactly where AI becomes a game changer. You can now have a conversation with a tool that has deep medical and nutritional knowledge and describe your exact situation to get a personalized analysis no generic program could ever give you. And that's what I did. That's what happened to me. And I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Okay, so now we're going to have a live demo of what you can do with AI and how I used it to figure out what was going on with me. And in this book, Becoming Limitless, comes with its own expert GPTs for each of the area of life. So for each chapter, you have a designated custom GPT that I created that is trained on a subject matter. And not only that, but I've picked out 5 of the top expert in that topic matter. And I've put in their methodologies, their training, all of the information inside the GPT. So when it's answering you, it's going through all of that training, all of that knowledge before it gives you an answer. Okay. So for the health and fitness one, the Vitality Architect is the one that I use. So it's the one over here. Just give me a second. There we go. So it's this one over here, the Vitality Architect GPT. That is the GPT that we're going to be using tonight. So when you buy the book, all you got to do is send me a quick email with a proof of purchase, and I will send you a link to all of the GPTs that will accompany you on the journey of deepening and optimizing each area of your life. So I have a simple prompt that I use. So I am I'll put 57-year-old woman, right? And I'm going to say that I am a business coach. I'm not going to share like private information here. And I suggest that you don't, if you're going to, like I've done this before, I've uploaded blood tests, I've uploaded all kinds of different types of health records into here, but I blacked out and cropped out all of my private information so that it only sees the actual results. Okay, so I really strongly urge you to do the same thing. Never share private personal information. Crop out everything, explain the situation, upload the tests, but only upload the results part. Okay. And I'm going to put, I'm currently dealing with, let's say, I'm just going to go for it. Menopausal symptoms. Okay. My biggest health frustration now is I'm going to go trying to lose weight. And that's kind of what I was, doing when I first did that. It wasn't as fancy as this, and it was really a conversation. And if you see here, the actual GPT will show you, it has conversation starters. So it'll say, build me a 4-week vitality plan. So if I'm just going to take this away from 1 second. We'll come back to it. I have some conversation starters when you actually get into here. You can build me a 4-week vitality plan. Here are my goals. Score this draft nutrition and supplement plan. Maybe you went to see a nutritionist or whatever, and she gave you a specific plan. You can put it in there and basically get it analyzed by the experts behind the Vitality Architect GPT. And then this one is give me a quick sleep optimization evening routine. So you can, if you don't have anything, you can always start here. These are conversation starters that you can click and it starts on its own, okay? But we already have prompts. And the book has 5 master prompts per area of life that are they're like really masterful prompts that will give you deep, deep insights into each of the areas of life. This is a very simplistic prompt that I'm sharing with you tonight, but the ones that are in the book are way deeper and way more insightful, way more valuable. But again, I want to show you that even a small little prompt like this will give you a lot back. So I'm going to say here, my biggest health frustration now is trying to lose weight. Trying to get more than 4 hours of sleep a night. And getting rid of brain fog. Right? My physical limitations include, let's say I have say I'd have like I don't know, trying to figure out something here, a bad meat, just to show you, bad knee, lower shoulder, and low energy. Help me understand what's actually happening in my body and build a nutrition and fitness plan designed for my specific situation, right? Not a generic template. So we're going to start here and just see what it gives us. And I will show you how you go back and forth with this kind of information. So it says, first, thank you for being specific. That tells me you're serious, you're not failing, your physiology has changed, and we designed for that, not against it. So now it's telling me what is actually happening in my body at age 57, post-menopause. At 57, your metabolism is not broken, it's recalibrated. Estrogen has dropped, right? So estrogen affects insulin and sensitivity, sleep architecture, brain glucose utilization, fat distribution, and joint lubrication. So what I love about this is that, you know, instead of going to a doctor and having them body shame you and tell you like stop eating or giving you all kinds of different drugs to put you on, this GPT is telling you this is what's happening in your body, right? And that's why your insulin is high. Or that you have that, you know, that brain fog. When estrogen declines, more fat is stored viscerally in the belly area. Your muscle mass declines faster. Sleep becomes fragmented. And brain feels foggy because the glucose use shifts. This is well documented in Metabolic and Longevity Medicine, Dr. Peter Adia and Dr. Casey Meads. Now, these two experts are part of what this was trained on. And that's why it will actually give you these references. Okay? It'll give you those references because it was trained on those methodologies and that information. Now, cortisol is likely elevated. 4 hours of sleep, higher cortisol, insulin resistance, stubborn weight. Now, cortisol also breaks down muscle, increases cravings, increases abdominal fat storage, and worsens hot flashes. I didn't know that. Did you? Right? And you cannot out-diet cortisol. So if you are resonating here at this point and you're saying, okay, this is interesting. And then it says muscle loss, metabolic slowdown. After 50, women lose 1 to 2% muscle mass per year without resistance training. Less muscle equals lower resting metabolic rate, which means weight gain at same calories, right? So maybe before you were at like 1,500 calories a day. But at a certain point, that will lower and you will gain weight at the same calorie level that you're used to. And that's why a lot of women complain about, hey, I'm not eating differently. I'm not doing anything differently. Why am I gaining weight? Here's your reason. The brain fog mechanism, low estrogen plus poor sleep plus blood sugar swings, it equals reduced mitochondrial efficiency in the brain. Translation, your brain is running on unstable fuel. So 1 minute you have a lot of fuel, the next minute you don't. Joint pain, knee and shoulder. Estrogen protects collagen. So lower estrogen equals reduced joint resilience plus inflammation sensitivity. So possible underfueled recovery, muscle imbalance, slow movement. So here it's telling me all about everything that I've talked about. Now it's explaining what is actually happening in my body. So now I'm starting to go, okay, wait a minute. So it's an educational process that most people don't go through about their health. We're just so used to, oh, it hurts here, or this is happening. I'm going to go to the doctor. He's going to give me something to take. It's going to get better. This brings you more education, more accountability, more responsibility of yourself. And it's important. And then your strategy has 4 pillars. So it's telling you, this is what we're going to do here. We're going to have to stabilize your blood sugar. We're going to rebuild your muscles safely. We're going to repair your sleep rhythm. And we're going to reduce systemic inflammation. So we haven't even talked about dieting here. We haven't talked anything about that, right? So it says we're not going to crash diet. We're not going to overtrain. We're not going to fast. We're not going to do high impact cardio. We are going to do this because if you reduce the inflammation, then the joints won't hurt as much. If you repair the sleep, the cortisol and the insulin will decrease. If you rebuild your muscles safely, then your muscles will be actually will be helping you stabilize things. And then stabilize your blood sugar so you don't have spikes and ups and downs. So then it goes into the nutritional blueprint. So the metabolic repair phase, 4 weeks. So here it's giving you how many calories you're going to have per day and the protein target. So it's increasing your protein because protein preserves muscles. And if at our age we're losing muscle mass, then it's important to preserve the muscle that we do have. So it's important to take on the protein. And plus it improves satiety. So you're not hungry as much, and it stabilizes the glucose. So the daily macro framework is going to be proteins, 35 to 40%, healthy fats, 30 to 35, and carbs, we're going to go low carb, 25 to 30%. So then it gives you the morning, within the morning, what you're going to do. Protein first breakfast. So an example, 2 eggs, 3 egg whites, half an avocado, sauteed spinach, half a cup berries and green tea. Or if you're not a cook like I am, you're going to go with the protein smoothie, which is what I do. And chia seeds, almond butter, frozen berries, unsweetened almond milk. Prevents cortisol spike rush. And that's what I do every single morning. Mine has about 50 grams of protein, right? So then it tells you a lunch, and then it tells you your dinner. And it's a sleep supportive dinner. Steamed vegetables, 4 to 6 ounces of protein, small portion of sweet potato, and then your magnesium glycinate, which is a supplement, right? So carbs at night can support serotonin and melatonin conversion, right? So it can help you sleep. So for now, it's going to tell you to remove any alcohol because that destroys sleep architecture. It's going to tell you to remove ultra-processed carbs, late night snacking, high sugar smoothies, excess caffeine after 11 a.m. So this is your no-no. These are the things you need to remove. And then it goes into, okay, so now we're going to create a fitness plan designed specifically for you, your needs, and your limitations. So it's designed for a bad knee and a sore shoulder and low energy, right? So we're going to build muscle without aggravating the joints. So 3 strength days and 2 mobility recovery days, and then daily walking. So then it's going to show you. Here's your lower body knee friendly. The glute bridge, the wall sit, and then the push, right? Seated leg press, this is what it is, and it's even giving you pictures. And if I click on there, it's actually giving me the pictures of what this is. That's pretty cool, right? Okay, so then it goes into upper body. So it's got the seated bands, the wall push-up, the light bicep curl, and then front raise. And then the cardio strategy is just walking 30 to 40 minutes. So this improves the mitochondria, the insulin sensitivity, and the fat oxidation. No HIIT, no HIT until sleep improves. So you're just going to do 30 to 40 minutes. Then it goes into a sleep repair protocol because you're not going to lose weight if you can't sleep. Actually, not sleeping can actually make you and increase your weight gain. And that was part of one of my problems, is that I wasn't getting enough sleep. The minute I started sleeping more, I started seeing a really huge result. So non-negotiables: in bed by 9:30, phone off by 8:30, morning sunlight within 10 minutes of waking, no caffeine after 11 a.m., magnesium plus 3 grams of glycine before bed, and a cool, dark bedroom. And then it tells you you can take some melatonin if you want, and then the CBT1 style wind down routine, 5 minutes of nasal breathing before bed. And then if you have hot flashes waking you up, consider speaking to your doctor about estrogen replacement or hormone replacement therapy. There's also some, the different supplements and natural supplements. Brain fog fix. It tells you, here you go, take your protein, your omegas, creatine, 10 morning sunlight, 20-minute brisk walk. Creatine has strong evidence in older women for cognitive support. Metrics to track, so your waist measurement, your strength progression, energy, your sleep hours. Then it goes into important safety notes, right? It's going to ask you, are you on thyroid medication, any blood pressure issues, on hormonal replacement therapy, any autoimmune diagnosis, what will happen in 6 to 8 weeks. It tells you exactly what's going to happen, the truth. And if you're open, now it goes. Are you currently, I'm going to say 1, no, and I would rather guided towards a natural way of dealing with hormonal imbalances, right? I'm going to say smoothie in the morning, 50 grams of protein, plus afternoon with veggies, fun, light dinner, salmon, and rice. Okay, and then 3. How many steps per day are you leveraging? I'm going to say 5,000. Okay, so then it goes. All right. That keeps going. So it says you're actually doing many things right. The issue is an effort. It's physiology and timing and nervous system overload. So I'm going to walk you through what's likely driving your symptoms, what to adjust, a joint-safe fitness rebuild, a natural hormone balancing plan, and a measurable 6-week roadmap. So now it's giving me an even more personalized and customized approach to my health and fitness, right? So you're probably eating earlier than you think. So 50 grams of protein smoothie, if it's low fat and low fiber, you may be spiking insulin, crashing mid-morning, elevating cortisol. Not good. The 5,000 steps is maintenance, not metabolic stimulus. At your age, we need muscle stimulus, mitochondrial stimulus, and lymphatic circulation. So 5,000 steps won't drive fat loss or metabolic reset. Low estrogen without support equals sleep fragmentation. So without HRT, we support estrogen naturally through blood sugar stability, phytoestrogen, gut health, strength training, stress reduction. So now it's telling me, here you go. There's the natural hormone support strategy, right? The phytoestrogens. So flaxseed, that's in my smoothie. A cup of organic tofu, tempeh, or edamame. Edamame, I eat that all the time. These bind gently to estrogen receptors and reduce hot flashes in many women. Very true. Adaptogens, if approved by doctors, so ashwagandha, cortisol support, and rhodiola, energy and brain fog. Creatine, which I put in my smoothie in the morning, it supports brain ATP, muscle preservation, mood, and cognitive clarity in postmenopausal women. So nutrition optimization, so it gives me my current plan. Here's my upgrade in the morning, my lunch, and my dinner. And then it goes back to it's giving me other exercises as well. And then sleep repair. And then it gives me a 6-week roadmap. And then you can go on and on and on and on, because I can say here, I'm doing times 40-minute weight or pivots per week. I'm gluten-free. I am dairy-free. And do 40-minute treadmill every day. Adapt every day at 2. Let's say at 2.2 level. Okay, adjust my plan. This, right? So now it's going to go. See, now this changes things significantly in a good way. So you're not underdoing it. You may actually be overstimulating your nervous system. And the funny thing is that my program or my AI this week told me this exact thing, because I was working out too much and not eating enough in calories. So it said, well, it told me other things, but here it's saying you're 57, postmenopause, 5. It's telling me what I'm doing. That combination, that likely plan, high cortisol plus incomplete recovery, daily treadmill plus 5 lifting days, poor sleep, chronic stress signaling. So doing that, recovery capacity is reduced, cortisol clearance is slower, overtraining presents as weight resistance plus insomnia. You don't need more discipline, you need smarter stress dosing. So then it's going to adjust. It's going to tell me, keep the strength, but optimize it. Reduce repetitive cardio stress, improve muscle stimulus, revise a strength plan. So now it's telling me 3 full body strength days, 2 mobility core days, and then 3 to 4 incline walks. So fewer sessions, but better hormonal return. So by doing this and looking at this, I'm going to have a higher return on what I'm doing, and it's going to actually lower my cortisol. So instead of doing what I'm doing right now, I may actually do that and try it for a while and see if it's better. And why do you reduce the treadmill frequency? 40 minutes daily at same speed equals repetitive stress without adaptation at 2.2 miles. So you're not in meaningful zone 2. We either make it intentional zone 2 or use walking for recovery only. So giving me a smarter cardio plan, 3 to 4 days per week, 30 to 35 minutes, slight incline, heart rate, conversational but elevated. Other days, outdoor walking or light mobility. So again, it's adjusting, right? So you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And if you don't like, let's say, I don't like this, I don't like this because I have a sore elbow. I can't do this exercise. I know I can't. So I'm going to say, can't do the incline push outs because of a bad over. I already said that. Bad elbow, let's say. Replace. So now it's telling me, here you go. So instead of doing that, do this instead. Or do this. That's a funny picture. Right? So again, I mean, you can go back and forth and back and forth, and again, it's actually adding collagen peptides, vitamin C, omega-3 is going to help with the elbow recovery support, right? So what I'm saying is that you can use this to not only learn about the situation that you're in, but you can actually create a very customized and personalized health and fitness program protocol just for you. It's just for you. And it's not set in stone. You can do one and do it for a month, come back to it and say, okay, well, I've had this that was good and I've had that was good. But right now I'm feeling this kind of thing and I've got this symptom and I don't know what that is. And you know what I mean? And you can go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you can create multiple protocols and scale. As you grow stronger, then you'll get a different type of protocol or plan. As you lose the weights, you get a different plan. And the AI becomes your partner in optimization. And that's what I want you to really grab onto is that partner in optimization. That's what it's there for. That's why I created Becoming Limitless, because I wanted to optimize every single area of my life. And I wanted to create an AI that was an expert. So it was as if I had all these experts around me, guiding me through the progress and guiding me through the optimization of each area of my life. And it has become my Bible, and it can become yours. You just do a little bit at a time, right? We're 1 degree shifters. So it's one little degree of shift on a regular basis. That's how you really, really improve your life and optimize every area of your life. Okay, so we did the live demo for the Health and Vitality GPT. And it was built for the book, and it was also built for the course and the new school community that I just created around the book, Becoming Limitless. So the school community is called Becoming Limitless with AI, and you have access to the book, the digital version of the book. You also have access to a miniature course that deepens your journey of transformation in regards to each area of life. So you have 8 or 9 modules in there. Each module has an area of life. You get NLP exercises, you get a journal, you get guidance, you get access to me all the time with your questions. As you're going through it and the transformation, you can reach out to me and say, here, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Is that okay? I'm there. I'm very present in my community. Um, and this is designed with expert health methodology built in. So that GPT, as I was saying a while ago, has expertise inside it from the top leaders and experts in the field of health and vitality and biohacking. So it's not just a GPT. It's trained on very specific expert information, knowledge, and training. Okay. So it knows how to ask the right follow up questions and interpret your answers in context. So the prompt that we were looking at tonight is the one here, right? So this is the prompt that so if you want to if you want to click and take a screenshot of this, this is basically the prompt that we used a while ago in our live demo. And if you want access to all the prompts that I use in my videos, I do have a link in the description that gives you access to a Google document that has all of the different prompts that I use in all of the different videos that I do on a weekly basis. So if you want to sign up for that, you'll have access to all of that. Okay. And it's right. It should be below the video. Now, what the GPT does differently, it breaks down the physiological picture before jumping into recommendations. As you saw, it gave you a lot of knowledge, a lot of education about the body. It didn't say right away, you need to do this, you need to do that. It gave you an idea of why you were feeling the way that you were feeling. It identifies hormonal, metabolic, and lifestyle factors specific to your situation. It builds a nutrition framework around your actual biology, not calorie math. It's not a one size fits all. It creates a fitness approach that works with your body, not against it. And you can't outdiscipline our hormonal environment that is working against you. Understanding comes first. Then comes the system, then comes the results. AI doesn't replace your doctor. So what it does is give you a level of personalized analysis and strategic thinking that most people have never had access to because they couldn't afford it or couldn't find it. There's a lot of people. I come from a very rural area. I was born and raised on the Gaspé Coast. And I went down there last year, I think it was in September, October, late September. And I realized how lucky we are in the big centers and the big cities because we have access to doctors and medical assistants and so on and so forth. But in these small rural parts of the world, they don't have access to doctors. Maybe there's one doctor per 3 or 4 little towns. So having something like this that you can actually talk to and analyze things, if you have, like I said, there was a time where I would put my blood tests in here and I'd cover all of my personal information, but I would upload it to it and it would tell me you have low iron or you're lacking in B12 or, your vitamin D is low or all these different things, or, this thing is high. So your kidneys are suffering right now for some reason. So you might have an infection. So it doesn't replace doctors, but it does give you access to a tool that you can use to go back and forth with that will help you in terms of getting you some help or even trying some things that won't hurt you, but it's a tool that you can use in times that you need to. I found it extremely useful for me. And not that I don't go see my doctor anymore, but I certainly don't go as much as I used to because I'm optimizing my health through foods, through good food. through supplementations, through taking care of myself and um, you know, physical fitness. So I am basically more accountable for my health and fitness and my goals. And by doing that, I relieve my doctor of having to see me every month. And I give him permission to be with other people and to help other people. So if we all decided tomorrow to have a better understanding of our health, a more accountability for our health and our wellness, um, it would be such an easier way of living for all of us. So that's all I'm saying, is that doing this increases your health, increases your wellness, and therefore decreases the load on all the different um, types of programs that we have, so that the people that maybe don't have the opportunities that we do get access to it faster. That's all I'm saying. So, um, your 1 degree challenge. So, as I said, I've named the people in my community, in my Becoming Limitless community. I've named them the 1 degree shifters, because that's what we are. We are optimizing in increments of 1 degree shifts, but that compound over time. So, in that, I've decided to do the 1 degree challenge every week. So, your 1 degree challenge this week, the transformation doesn't come from one big breakthrough. It compounds from small, consistent 1 degree shifts, right? So if you do and you take on that 1 degree shift every day, then you have 365 degrees of change in a year. So here's yours for this week. So answer these 3 questions honestly. What are the top 3 health symptoms or challenges you've been pushing through or ignoring, right? What generic health advice have you been following that hasn't worked? And have you actually asked why it hasn't worked? And what would your ideal physical state look like and feel like in 90 days, specifically, not vaguely? And do this your health and vitality, put this little audit into ChatGPT, or get yourself a copy of the book. You'll get access to the GPTs, or join the community. You'll get access to the GPTs. And then you can actually put this prompt and along with all the other prompts and really start optimizing your health and wellness. And you cannot build a health system for yourself until you have an honest picture of where you actually are. So these 3 answers are what you bring into the GPT to get a response that actually means something. So where do you go from here? So if this episode landed for you tonight, here's exactly where to go deeper. So below this video, you should see the links that I talked about before, and you should also see the link to the book, to the community, and to the dynamic document that has all of these prompts that we saw tonight. Now, the community in the book, they come with all of the GPTs, including the one that we demoed tonight. You get the complete master prompts. You get the full Becoming Limitless course, all 8 areas of life. And you get the weekly 1-degree challenges and LLP exercises. And then you have direct access to me, and I read and respond to everything. So the links are in the description below, and you have a 7-day trial. Also in the description, like I said, you have the Becoming Limitless book, the foundation of everything taught inside this show. And if you come back next week, we'll tackle another area of life and show you exactly how to start optimizing that one too. So I hope that you enjoyed tonight's session. And I hope to see you next week for another review of another area of life that we can tackle together and we can start optimizing together. So have a great night. See each other soon.